Biblehub. Esau knows the prophecies. Anyway, I'm going to try to make this quick, giving all praise to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua B'Shem Rakakwadash. I'm back in the commentary section of the Biblehub, and I put in a couple of verses and chapters and verses, and I stumbled upon Daniel 7, verse 7. And I'm just going to read from it, and I'll speak on it. Like I said, I'm going to make this quick. This just shows you that these top Edomite scholars, they know what the scriptures are talking about, especially the prophetic part of the scriptures. Now, if you go into all the prophecies, they're not going to mention Babylon being America. There's a few Edomites out there that are into the scriptures, whether they're pastors or scholars, that will say, yep, Babylon the Great is America, would have to be America. Perfect example is there's a guy by the name of Forrest. I did a couple of videos on him. He has a book, and he breaks down in the book that Babylon has to definitely be America. Another individual that comes to mind is Stan Johnson of the Prophecy Club, and he comes out, and there's video, you can look him up, and there's videos where he just says, Babylon the Great is America. So he knows that this place is going to be destroyed pursuant to Isaiah 34, Revelation 8, the 18th chapter, many other chapters. But he gathered together a prayer team to pray around the clock to the Most High, that the Most High have mercy on America. Well, how can the Most High have mercy on America? Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua have mercy on America when it's in the prophecies. That would make him not God, so to speak. I hate even using that word God. That would make him not the Most High, because he made prophecies, something that will come to pass. And there's nothing in the scriptures that says if the people of Babylon do this or do that, they can be saved, like Nineveh. Okay, Nineveh went on a fast, and the Most High spared Nineveh, but ultimately, when you read into the history, ultimately they went off again, and the Most High destroyed them. But so there's no scripture that says if the people of Babylon turn to the Lord or go on a national fast, which that's not going to happen any goddamn way. When you go back to Nineveh, it said everybody in Nineveh, including the animals, they fasted. Anyway, let me go ahead and read this. Daniel 7 verse 7, behold, a fourth beast. This fourth beast can be no other than the Roman Empire. Now we know that there's a new Roman Empire. There's another Roman Empire whose deadly wound was healed. That has to be America, the EU, and NATO. And they're not going to tell you that. Which answers this emphatical, description better than any of the former kingdoms. Dreadful and terrible and strong exceedingly, and therefore compared to iron. Well, the swords, the armor that they used was iron. Their war machine was based upon iron, the metal iron. Daniel 2 verse 40, which says, in the fourth beast, shall be strong as iron, for as much as iron breaks in pieces and subdues all things, and as iron that breaks all these, shall it break in pieces and bruise. And that was the choice of metal that the Roman Empire, the Roman military, the legions used. It said it devoured and break in pieces. That's your provinces. It spread its arms and its terror to a much greater extent than any of the preceding powers. Right, that was the biggest known empire to man at that time, because it took over that whole region. It says, entirely subdued all the remains of the former kingdoms. So what were the kingdoms before that? The Greeks, the Babylonians, the Medo-Persians, and all the nations that had been subject to them. It reduced Macedon into a Roman province. That's where Philip of Macedonia came out, and that's spoken about in the Apocrypha in the book of Maccabees, First Maccabees to be exact. 168 years, the kingdom of Pergamos, about 130 years, Syria about 60 years, and Egypt about 30 years before the Messiah. So this is before the Messiah came on the scene. This is how vast the ancient pagan Roman Empire was. It says in 65 years, I read that already, and besides the remains of the Macedonian Empire, it subdued many other provinces and kingdoms, so that it might, by a very usual figure, be said to subdue the whole earth. And that's in because I did put it down. Okay, here it is right here. That's backed up by Daniel 7 verse 23. Thus he said, the fourth beast shall be the fourth kingdom upon the earth, which shall be diverse from all kingdoms, and shall devour the whole earth. It didn't devour the whole earth because they never came to the other side of the world, but the whole known earth, and shall tread it down and break it in pieces. So it says here, and devour the whole earth, to tread it down and break it in pieces. I just read that. And become in a manner what the Roman writers delighted to call it, the empire of the whole world. Yeah, because that was a Roman world. The words of Dionysius